Alright, that's enough. He's an anti-vaxxer too. That's perfect. Alright. Some challenges here, guys. 5+3. I won't tolerate any kind of anti-vax commentary in my stream. You're banned if you do that. So that's a permanent ban. Anti-vaxxers are permanent ban. Any kind of racism, discrimination, spreading of fake news or otherwise absurd comments will be bannable offenses. Let's get started, guys. Maybe I'll get a challenge here. It's absurd. Absurd to spread. It's absurd. The first moment my stream starts, this guy is spreading insane fake news in my stream. Get vaccinated. Millions and millions of people are vaccinated. Help save the world. Alright, imagine if I charge, yeah. Well, I don't do this, strictly for money. My Sunday simuls, absolutely. It's strictly on a support of the support of donations. Like people like you, Astrobate, very generously help to support the stream. Guys, please encourage your friends and family and people like Astrobate who haven't been vaccinated to get vaccinated. It's absolutely essential that we eliminate COVID. You can help to do that yourselves. So I'm going to get started here. We get some challenges. Let's see, maybe we can start playing a game. Create a game. Lisa Orlova is streaming. Haven't seen her in a long time. Streaming her on lichess. Alright guys, let's get a challenge. Quick pairing lobby. Something unrated. I usually do 5+3. Something in the neighborhood. Casual. 5+5. Pre-0. Let's do this for fun. Oops. I just chose a rated. I thought it was casual. I just chose a rated chess 960. Just abort this. I can't abort. Sorry, dude. I thought it was casual. Sorry, Rod. Don't accept challenges then abort too much. Miro, what's up? Just a warning. Everybody who's an anti-vaxxer will be banned. We already had one. I was just trying to encourage Astrobate to get vaccinated. The first moment I get an anti-vaxxer. Alright. Miro also had his 2 doses. We can highly recommend it, Astrobate. I was thinking about it for Astrobate because he's in Vegas and they started the National Open. You don't have to be vaccinated, I guess. He'd have to follow the mask requirement or whatever. But you should get vaccinated, man. Nothing to fear. Don't believe the fake news. Play like Kasparov, challenging me. 5+3. Something different. Hey, it's Miro. Good to see you. Alright, I'm playing something I don't usually play here. Challenges me with e4. What's the sharpest line for white? That's weird. I don't understand why a player like Kasparov would play e4 and not know the theory after e5. That's kind of unbelievable. I think I saw the same game recently. One of my students had like the exact same game. Was it this exact position? Very strange. He likes theory a lot, but he doesn't know this line. That's odd. Alright. H6. I like developing. Should I have played H6 and G5 before? It doesn't seem right. Miro, thanks for resubscribing. This isn't right for white. But I don't have a refutation. Damn it. It's the same thing every time I play people. They rush me with a super fast play. It's like World Loser. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's just making fast moves anyway. And then I'm sitting here, I couldn't figure out the right move. Huh. I don't normally play Queen's Cat accepted. This is a mistake, but maybe Knight of 6 is inaccurate? That has to be right. But C6 must be a mistake then. What am I supposed to play? Just like B5? Maybe I can even play B5, then A4, then C6 maybe? I suspect that white is like seriously worse after bishop G5. But again, I'm like always rushed. Miro, thanks for the resub. Alright guys. Don't start the day with anti-vaxxing messages, please. I can trust you guys. Astrobay keeps his anti-vax. If you're an anti-vaxxer, keep your opinion to yourself. Bishop takes f6, trading this off. That's your prerogative if you want to believe in that, but please don't promote it on my stream. Bishop takes f6. Happy People's Day, Tazek, welcome. How about in Turkey? How is the situation with COVID? Haven't heard anything about that. Be good. Tourism is important to Turkey. They need to keep it under control. A4 stopping B5. Alright, I'm out of here. We can promote alien reptile rights. I don't know much about that. I'll have to do some research. This is such a weird game. Speaking of alien, Play Like Sparv has a weird style. Surprisingly, vaccination process is fast. That's good. Turkish Airlines is a major airline, and a lot of people use that. And there's a lot of flights. You know, if they stay connected to the rest of the world, I think there was a lot of people trying to use Turkey as a hub to get back to like the UK. Be good to see if, I mean, Turkey is kind of part of Europe, so it's important. Countries like here. Russia has very high, very, very high COVID, again, because nobody's getting vaccinated, which is sick, because they had like one of the first vaccines developed. It's absolutely unbelievable. I guess nobody like trusts the government in Russia, so no one gets vaccinated. I just got my second dose, and I'm just gonna be careful and wait another week before I really start being active again. I want to go like start playing poker and play chess again live. but I'm going to wait, until the recommended, like 2 weeks after my second dose. So, yeah, this is weird, man. He gave up his dark square bishop for like nothing, but he still got space. No respect for dark square bishop. Ironically, I think that's a mistake by white to play d takes c. Oh, the owners of BioNTech were born in Turkey? Wait, BioNTech is which? Yeah, I want to go play pool chess here, right across the street from me, in the city park. Is the Széchenyi Fürdő. Turkish baths were invented by Turks too. Yeah, dude, I was joking that if you play poker, getting your aces cracked is what, like 88%? 12% chance of getting your aces cracked. Kind of similar. It seems to happen to me every time. 80-something% is not that safe, if you think about it. The good news is probably, if you do get infected, it won't be as severe, and that's the most important thing, actually. I am worried. Alright, I have a plan. Yeah, somebody was asking me if I was going to go play. I used to play poker on Fridays. I can go. I have my vaccine card. I can legally go to hotels and things like restaurants, for example, which I couldn't before. Hungary has its own card system for people that have been vaccinated or have immunity somehow. This bishop on c4 is driving me nuts. It's driving me freaking nuts. Astrobate, you wear your mask? I thought you were like an anti-masker. It'll be harder to rob the local grocery store when you stop wearing your mask. You mean that's the real reason? You've been stealing your cigarettes for months now. I'm surprised how positional he is. Wade's entire game was kind of positionally based. Willing to give up his archer bishop. I don't know, I have a difficult time understanding play like Kasparov. I started to convince myself that he was very good tactically, but weaker positionally. But this game, he's like the opposite. I guess it's hard to categorize people. He's dropping a piece. Man, I don't know. I think you were doing fine. But you didn't know this line. I mean, d5 is just not really a move for white. One of my students had almost identical game. Was it this? Yeah. This was one of my students' games from last Friday I went over. And he and I had analyzed this position before. Knight c3 is the most logical move, but you sidestepped it by playing bishop g5 here, which I'd never seen. So knight c3 b5 was S. Courtwright's game we went over last week. He had learned this and had been able to replay it in a second game, putting it to good use. So d5 is a serious mistake, but I don't know if I refuted it the right way. I wasn't impressed with the way I did this. Computer thinks I have a better move. So bishop c5 is fine. You're threatening bishop takes f2, and knight takes e4. What's the point, though? Knight c3, and then I have b5. Oh, crap. Osmai Parashvili. So it's basically a transposition to knight c3, knight c3, b5, bishop g5, bishop c5, and Sherish Lajos. Sherish Lajos, Hungarian Grandmaster. Looks like Hungarian Team Championship 2016. Possibly Serbian Team Championship. But probably the Hungarian Team Championship. I don't think that Lajos plays much these days. So, alright. Bishop e7, question mark. That's how bad that move is. And you give up your dark square bishop, but you have such a good control of d5 that your position's not worse. A little mini analysis. This was a serious mistake. Taking on c6. You know, it's really interesting. I get control of e6 because of that. I was able to make the maneuver knight c5, knight e6, knight d4. Nick at night. Nick 19. Well, wait until he's done his other game. King Chaser's up to 2235. Wow. Reading increase. He was like 2100 before. So King Chaser has improved over the course of... It looks like King Chaser has improved over the course of the COVID lockdown. Your brother's still waiting for his turn. Yeah, a lot of people still waiting for vaccinations here. I don't think I would have gotten it if I hadn't been lucky, because I'm not on the Hungarian health system officially. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Corruption in Eastern Europe, not really corruption, but I had to like really look everywhere to find a way to get vaccinated. Finally, I got vaccinated through a homeless shelter. There are still people I know who are foreign residents here who haven't gotten vaccinated. This one woman I know from like Norway, she was going crazy after months of signing up and everything. Still, like, she hasn't been offered a chance to get vaccinated. If I lived in Norway, I would just go back to Norway, but going back to the United States is kind of a pain. You sent a challenge, but take one more person before me. Okay. Well, I was holding off on Nick 19 because he's playing another game. I don't like playing people who are playing simuls. I don't accept those challenges. Take one more person before me. If I'm on next, have to do something for 10, 12 minutes. That's not right, Miro BTW. What's that? G-Souts? What's the problem? You don't approve of that? We do that all the time. I just defer his challenge to later. Is that bad or something? Alright. I mean, it's my stream. I make the rules here. What can I do? Of course, we'll adhere to your request. Yeah, it's interesting from... I think that's a subtle mistake. D takes c6. That's a good lesson, though. King Chaser's just playing h4 with castle to king side. Now, technically, I should have played d5. I guess technically I still should. Strike in the center against the wing attack. You know, on paper, I understand your mistake there. Play like Kasparov, because you're giving me this ugly looking Isolani on c6. it's kind of like, well, how could that be bad, right? But I think the most important point is what I'm talking about. My knight was able to make that jump to e6. That's pretty subtle. You know, the fact that my knight on d7 to c5 to e6 to d4. Your pawn on d5 is blocking your bishop on c4. And you feel like you want to open the diagonal for it. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's hard to criticize you for making that move. It's a subtle positional mistake. So which way do I take back here? I mean, I guess with the pawn. This is bizarre. If he hadn't castled, of course, it would be normal to play h4. I can also play knight takes d5. I think the most interesting thing about our game from 666 was the fact that you gave up your good bishop voluntarily with like bishop takes f6, but you still have compensation. Because my bishop on f6 is so blocked in, my bishop is so bad, you're almost like justified somehow in giving up your good bishop, which seems really insane, but it's hard to get my bishop into the game. Now what do I do? I have to play e6. This pawn is so pivotal. But your basic mistake is e4, e5, d5. You're not supposed to do that. You've got to study that line. If you want to play e4 against the Queen's Gambit accepted, that's like the sharpest line for white. I mean, you have to learn tons of theory to play that. I remember there was some... I had some point Fritz 7 or Fritz 6. One of the Fritz programs used to play the Queen's Gambit accepted. That was its main, one of its main opening choices. And I used to, if I would play e4 against it, I was just like crushed. You would just be down a pawn. You have to know exactly what you're doing to play that kind of line. I know you're not prepared for me to play the Queen's Gambit accepted. Alright, here we go again. Yeah, it's like a classic example of overextension. This is weird, I don't know what to do. I'm better, but... to H pawn is kind of annoying. What do I do here? B4. I don't like him playing B4, actually. Also kind of a subtle positional game. I mean, H4 is very coffee house, but having said that, like, it's still not easy to like beat white because he played H4, you know. I mean, it's maybe not enough to lose the game. Yeah, Prem, you shouldn't play that until you've really done some serious analysis. Knight c3 and knight f3. You can play like knight f3, knight c3. That's another aggressive line. Similar in nature to e4. Queen f4. That, sir, is a double attack. That is not nice. I am not in the mood for that. Problem is I don't have anywhere to put my knight. Man, he's asking for it now. Almost have tactics here. Almost isn't good enough. This is probably a mistake, honestly. I just need to play more Blitz. I'm not playing enough Blitz. I haven't had enough time to practice. So my game is rusty and I panic a lot. Like when I have 2 minutes, I start playing too fast. H5, I've been holding off on that the whole time. Now I decided to play H5 based on like a cheapo. Sort of stupid. Knight G4. Whoa. I'm having hallucinations. Man, I had a serious hallucination here at one point. Whoa. You're on that pawn. Right. King H7? Queen H4. That's really... Speaking of tactical players, we have a tactician in the house. Dude. He's an answer for everything. It's driving me nuts. What am I gonna do? The most bizarre situation. Right. Oh my god. It is bizarre. Does this guy know how to play with pieces, or does he know how to play with the pieces? Whoa. Get away from me, dude. He's like Mr. Piece Coordination. He managed to coordinate his pieces perfectly. The dark square bishop, knight on g3, everything on dark squares. Check him out. And he's super fast. Whoa. I don't really trust White's position, but maybe he's fine here. What is that? So I've been trying to avoid that exchange of dark square bishops, but objectively, maybe that was a mistake. No, I mean, I have to keep my d4 pawn protected. Weird. This is a bizarre game. I have a like crushing pass pawn. Maybe I should take with the f pawn. Doesn't really matter. He has 2 outside pawns. What a weird game. How can you be completely safe here? It's crazy. King f1? That was the wrong way to go. Speaking of the wrong way to go. Oh my god. He suddenly has like a new speed. What? Didn't they have another game with King Chaser? Where I had problems. He created a fortress draw recently, the last time we played. Wasn't it similar to this? Oh my god. Holy crap. It's unbelievable. He lost on time. It maybe is a draw. You know, probably is. Peter's not so sure. Apparently I was winning. I missed several chances. Here, for example, it was up to plus 3.4. I should have played bishop e4. I'm just not being accurate. You know, controlling the d2 square in one moment. At the end, it's not clear. Now, how does he has to play king e1? Self-pin. It may be a fortress. But I really try to not make pronouncements about positions like this. Alright. I don't understand why someone's challenged me to bullet. I don't play bullet. We've got a couple of challenges. That guy started another game. Alright, forget it. Alright, hey, it's Miro. Oh no, he said to wait. Hey, it's Miro. I'm sorry, you have to re-challenge me when you get back. Hey, it's Miro. Whenever you get back, dude, just let me know. Alright, re-challenge me. Rematch. Alright. Hard to know how long you've been here. I don't get momentary updates. You get black now. It doesn't matter. Snuggles the Snail, welcome. What's up, buddy? Snuggles late. Late. Early is on time is late, and late is inexcusable. So, the Miro in the Queen's Gambit declined mode. Great to see you, Snuggles the Snail. I'm not going to take challenges from people who are playing other players. So just forget that. Let's try a Catalan. Regular boy. Regular boy, you're a little short of games. But maybe we'll let you play. If you're not a troll. I usually ask people to everyone to have 100 rated games so we can be sure it's not a disposable troll account. Laszlo is challenging me to 5+0 flat, and I don't do that because I don't have time to talk about the games. Laszlo, if you could hear me to re-challenge me to 5+3, please. Now we're going to see Slaggy added Botvinnik to a Semislav course. So maybe in the future we can play that. Yeah, well, I'm a little bit behind the learning curve on the Botvinnik variation. That's one of the reasons why I started playing, stuff like Knight F3 on move 1. I couldn't keep up. But maybe Zen Chess. I gave up playing like the critical main line of that with white because it was too demanding, theoretically. Probably like when I lost to Peter Wells, like 1995 or something. Oh, okay, B5 is a gambit line. I'm not well versed on this. It's not clear who it's a gambit for, as Bronstein would say. But Zen Chess, definitely. I play some anti lines in that, usually. So what happens here? Knight E5? Knight D5? I'm not really sure. Where are we? The thing I like about the Catalan with white is that I've always been able to play it without really knowing much theory. It's logical. Maybe the fact that I played the Grunfeld with black for a time, I think they're kind of related. If you want, you could say the Grunfeld and the Catalan are the same opening. I don't know if that's commonly discussed concept, but it makes sense, right? You're playing d4 and knight f3 and g3, and the Grunfeld you play knight f6, bishop g7, g6, and d5. Basically the same essential formation. Zen Chess, when's the oh, he sacked the exchange. So this is actually known in another line. Queen c4. Queen c4. Yeah, this is maybe good for black, actually. Did cross my mind. Knight takes c4, knight d5. Knight takes c4 is interesting, though. But after knight takes c4, this is a queer position. What's happening after knight takes c4? I have to know. Inquiring minds want to know. If I just take, he has good compensation. But I'm curious about this. If he has to play like knight d5, bishop e3, he has queen f6. I missed that. Okay, this is reasonable. What is he doing here? White has a lot of compensation. Actually, I talked about this before. But Hans Miro likes to go on adventures with his queen. He's a queen adventurer. The knight d5 is a pain. Yeah, mistakes have been made in the playing of this game. There's also bishop a6, which bugs me. I don't really like it. Let's see, e4. 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 I mean, I guess I can do it. I don't know, man. Dude, the problem was, like, there was a million choices for me. People were talking about bishop f4. I mean, Sean mentioned bishop f4. That's always the hardest position to play, where you have lots of options. It's easy. How many games have I lost to people where, like, they just made the only move every time? That's the worst feeling, too. The opponent just has to make the only move every freaking time. Like, anybody can do that. Knight d2. I eventually settled on this. Very controversial move. It's complex position. Where are you, Master, when you win Grandmaster's Tours? What does that mean? Please challenge me to the break time control. Laslam 5+3, thank you. When I win Grandmaster Tours. I haven't won a lot of Grandmaster Tours in a while. I don't know if I ever won any Grandmaster tournaments, to be honest. I've played quite a few so-called Grandmaster tournaments, but winning a GM tournament, I don't think I've ever achieved that. Like second place, maybe second or third place in a GM tournament. I've never made a GM norm. The closest I came was like second or third place in said type of tournament. I've probably played in like 20 Grandmaster norm tournaments, and I've never come up with a norm in the last 20 years. I average like one a year. I've averaged one a year for the last 20 years or so, but it's not easy. I guess I'm just not quite a GM, but I'm a little out of practice. My closest call was in 1998. I only had to like not have lost one game, but all right. This is a complex position, as I said. I saw this stuff. But it's hard to define players. Like, we always try to put them in categories: positional, tactical. Again, like play like Kasparov, hey, it's Miro. You have strengths and weaknesses, and we can't just say, hey, you're a tactical player. I see certain strengths and weaknesses with Hey, it's Miro, for example, in both respects. Here he's exceedingly alert tactically. Damn. Okay. Man, what a position. There's a lot going on here. I sacrificed the pawn. He has a protected, what is essentially like a protected passed pawn there. Now I'm getting squeezed on c4. Wow. Alright. unbelievable. I mean, you call it tactical or positional, how Black has played this game. It's very hard to define. It's both. He's got this incredible, like, dark square bind on the position. But he's used a lot of tactics to, like, execute that. But I think now it's coming unglued. We were lucky. But watch out, he's dangerous. E5. That's kind of an important pawn. Oh, he's guarding the A5 pawn. I was wondering. What? Alright. Tense game. I messed up the opening. Shit. B5. I don't remember. You caught me with that. What I'm supposed to do. It's a rare line. I'm supposed to play like bishop g5 or something, I think. A4, B4. See, I'm not even sure if B4 is normal. I knew A4. No, I won. B4 is normal. See, now I just didn't know the theory. I'm wondering about bishop g5, though. Thinking about it logically now, I don't think I've ever faced this variation once. I was just basically on my own here, and it looks like knight e5 is bad. Or not the best. There's some games here. Paschall versus Nakamura. I think this is interesting. There's a cheapo where you do like bishop f6, and knight g5. There was this game in a different position where Muksuglu, the Iranian guy, fell for that. In another line, there's this. Relatively modern variation, b6. Same idea, knight g5, queen d4. So there's one game where somebody played bishop g5 with Muksuglu, and he just like played bishop b7. Oh, Muksuglu was white? What? That's not right. Okay, he didn't play it with black. He missed it with white. That's what it was. The memory plays funny tricks on us. So here, Muksuglu was white against Luca Moroni in 2019. He played bishop g5, and he didn't know he had bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight g5. That's the funny thing. Like, why would you play bishop g5 if you don't know about this trick? He just played bishop g5, and he didn't know why. He just probably saw it was played it, but didn't understand the idea. Yeah, I like David Bowie, personally. Alright, queen c2, b5. b4. This is a mistake. So the best move is knight fd2. Who would have known? Now you know. That's according to the Opening Explorer. What does the computer say? I'm not convinced. The engine likes my line. No, it's changing to knight on bd2, knight fd2. It's not clear. Okay, knight e5, queen d4. And so it looks like knight takes c4 is interesting. Now you played c6. And now someone mentioned bishop f4. Or rook d1. That's my move. Damn, dude. How do you know this? Hey, it's Miro, how do you know this? You actually know this? You actually knew this variation? Dingley Ren versus Nakamura from 2019. Wow. I expected you to play knight d5, but that, I guess, is optimistic. Objectively, that might even be a better move. And there's a novelty here by Stockfish, e3. Queen c5, very complex. Anyways, it looks like I blundered. Knight takes c4, c6, rook d1, queen c5, e4. e4 is just too weakening. This was my plan, but I didn't like the knight was going to hit my bishop later on with knight d5. I would have played h3. See, this is what I don't like knight coming here. Anyway, it's an interesting line. Hey, it's Miro. Thanks for playing. Good game. Well, the queen c5 got you far enough, and then I immediately blundered with e4. Too many dark square weaknesses. I just didn't want to see that knight on d5. I saw knight g4 and all these tricks you had, but I thought I would be alright. Rated challenge was removed. What is going on? I don't want to leave. What? Wait, well, what did I do? I'm sorry. I started a game with Zen Chess, and now I'm trying to start another game. Let's just stop that. How did I do that? I'm sorry, I just started 2 games at once. I probably have a second game going on right now. I forgot I started this game with Zen Chess. Sorry, man. They should start the clock right away. I hate this, you know, that you start a game and your clock doesn't start. How annoying is that? Like, I'm thinking about the game still. I don't see a clock moving. When you start a Blitz game in real life, you like press the clock, it starts. You don't like make your move, press the clock, you start the clock. That's normally what happens. I guess when you're white, they start your clock anyway. It's weird. I probably have 2 games going on right now. Cashier, I take the challenges in the order I get them. I don't like take people because they beg more than others. Alright. Zen Chess. You're Grunfelding. The highest rated player that I've won or drawn, at least. Well, the strongest player that I ever drew with was Alexander Beliavsky, who was formerly top 10 in the world. He was like 2670 when I drew with him or something. But that was back in the late 90s when ratings were still not that inflated. The strongest player I ever beat is a good question. I beat Alexander Onishuk, who's like 2650 at the time. No, Sean Pinto. I make up lies for my bio mostly. I just do that for like, promotional purposes. I never really played Hikaru and Magnus Carlsen. I just make up lies so that people will like watch my stream. All right, Queen b3, Knight b6. I had a game with Maurice Ashley once. With this line, Queen a4. He played, what did he play? Bishop d7, Queen b3, Knight b6. Did he play Knight b6? Funny, I don't remember that happening. Yeah, I mean, I've played Carlsen and Nakamura, Aronian, but none of them in the last, like, recent years. Knight b6. I would never, like, make up stuff to promote myself. Like, who does that? Alright, seriously. I've never beaten anyone who was, like, 2700. I don't think I've ever played anyone. I played Kovalenko 3 years ago when he was like 2680. I don't think I've ever actually played someone when their FIDE rating was over 2700 at the time. Carlsen was a little... I had a funny story with Carlsen because I beat his dad in a tournament and I didn't, and Magnus wasn't playing, and this was when he was like 15, and then he came to analyze the game with his dad and I, but I didn't know who he was, so I thought he was like this just annoying little punk. I was trying to dismiss him, like, come on kid, just let us analyze and stuff like that, but I realized at some point that he was pretty decent. He was already a GM, so we started to like analyze back and forth while his dad sort of sat there nodding his head. So I basically had like an analysis session, arguing with Magnus about moves in this game that I played with his dad. And afterwards I was like, man, that kid was kind of arrogant. Like, he's probably some 1800 who thinks he's really good. But he wasn't that bad. He was way better than a lot of kids I know. Like, he wasn't on the scale of arrogance, like, that I've seen with little punks. Magnus wasn't that bad. He was reasonable. He was not a really, really arrogant kid. I would say he was like a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. He wasn't that bad. I've dealt with a lot of really arrogant people. He was a little bit, but the thing was, I didn't know he was a grandmaster, so I just thought he was just some regular kid, who thought he was really good. Anyway, that one day I'll put in my memoirs. But I did play Magnus and I lost, but it was a very, very good game. Unfortunately, the score is lost. The only thing I could possibly reconstruct would be the endgame, the rough endgame position that I lost to Magnus. It was queen and 7 pawns each, and he just had a time advantage, and I was slightly overextended. But he was super fast and very good at fast, rapid play. He just beat everyone in this tournament I played in Norway, like 7-0. But I was the only one who almost drew him. I came close. Blitz is my best mode? I don't know, not now. Maybe it was at some point. I was much better at Blitz like 20 years ago. I used to play a lot online. Like, I would play all day sometimes. It's better if you don't have a job, and it's better it's better if you don't have any kind of responsibilities. Simon Williams looks really annoying on media. Is he the same in real life? I only knew Simon when he was young, and he wasn't that annoying yet. He was alright when he was a teenager. I played him twice. I played him twice in England when he was like a older, middle-level teenager. He was probably like 16. He was probably like 15, 14 the first time I played him, and like 16 the second time I played him. But he was alright. Then I thought he was likable. I haven't really met him in recent times. Any other celebrity questions? I don't think that I'm better at Blitz. I'm probably weaker at Blitz now than classical, because I play less Blitz. My Blitz game is really rusty. Back in the day, like on Internet Chess Club, in my prime, I was probably like 2900. In Blitz. At my peak. Queen d7, he's playing like Botvinnik. Yeah, I don't have a favorite player. And my favorite opening is the King's, sorry, the Sicilian. A little Freudian thing going on there, I don't know. I wanted to say King's Indian, but it's not really my favorite opening. Nez Medina, I don't like this questions of favorite things. There are too many great things and people to have a favorite, you know. It's just, man, H5 is brilliant. I guess, I don't know, he's going to play F5 at some point? Interesting. Too many questions. Why do you want to trap queens? A Freudian mistake again. The problem is when you have less safe king, you should trade queens. Maybe I should have castled queenside. Zen chess missed knight takes f3 check, bishop f3, bishop takes c3 check. Inexcusable tactical mistake. Inexcusable. Very surprising move there with BC, but maybe not bad. See, the problem is my king position. I'm probably okay here, yes? But I'm losing on time. I finally just decided to give him a pawn because I'm just gonna lose on time otherwise. That's not the best move. I hate when Twitch like recommends people, like they put those, I hate that, honestly. They put those streamers on the side of your Twitch page that they recommend for you to watch or whatever. It's awful. They're always like the people I hate the most. I can't look at the left side of the Twitch page because of that. It makes me like physically ill. Yeah, I wish they just wouldn't do that. Just let you pick who you want to watch. Please don't make suggestions for me. I don't want to watch like toxic idiots. Alright, this isn't so bad. I'm down a pawn, but I have the two Bs and a better structure. Well, sort of. Well, anyway, I have something. I just don't know what it is yet. Yeah, I have a better move there. Probably rook g1. What is happening? Where did Zenchess's like last minute go? He was up a minute. Oof. He's got this. Damn it. Damn it. He can stop it. He can stop it. He's in time. Damn it. I don't have e6 check either. b6? Damn. It's a draw. Right? I don't know, man. Zenchess has been playing some bad endgames lately. I was totally winning. This wasn't a great game. We both made a lot of mistakes. I think it's kind of overrated by the computer. 24 and 25 CPL. I feel like Black and White made a lot of terrible mistakes. I had two huge mountains in the graph. But I don't understand. He didn't miss knight takes f3 check. Did I miss something? After queen b5? Wow, this has all been played. Somebody played h3 there? Are you serious? h3? Wow. To play f4. And stop queen h3. Maybe h3 is like a genius move or something. No, I'm not going to accept your challenge, Modi. And I'm not going to vote for you either. Alright. Nationalist. So, I don't support nationalists in politics of any country. h3. I'm an internationalist. h3 is an interesting move. Is that best? Really? Supporting f4? It never occurred to me. Look at that. My move is second best. This guy played h3. He's 2281. And he drew with a 2400. That's insane. h3. And the threat of f4. Anyway, thank you, Zenchess. Good game. Sort of. Good game in spirit. Of course, they're a bot. Nationalistic bot. Goodbye. Laslam, we're making an exception to the 100 rated games longer than 5-0. Oh no, you've got it. He was the other guy. It was the other guy. Didn't have enough games. I believe in internationalism. I'm an American living in Hungary. Would I be a nationalist? Like, seriously? Alright. D4. See, this is a serious mistake. The Marshall defense. You play knight f6, you don't support your center. Must play either e6 c6, or take. This is a serious mistake. Hungary is in Europe. That's very good. Central Europe. And take, you must take. And take, I will. My friend Zako Lichess from Serbia always says, always take. It's like a meme that we have. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. Well, there are sick people everywhere, Jay Zhao. What can you do? Alright, this is a mistake. Queen b4. He's moved his queen 3 times already. But I'm not sure of the exact refutation. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. He's sacrificing a piece. Laslam. Alright, so queen d2 doesn't work. There are some interesting moves though. Bishop d2, no, queen e4 check. Alright, well, there is no option then. We have to take. But always double check. There might be a surprising move. So he has a few pawns for the piece, but his development is non-existent here. He just dropped his queen. Yeah, I mean, you have to play, I guess, queen c6. People play too fast. I mean, if you're used to a time control like 2+0, you're just like on that setting and you can't adapt. But it's important to be able to adapt. There are many different types of chess time controls that are worthwhile. Rapid, Blitz, classical. They're all a little bit different, I think, and can be useful. I don't play bullet. I think it's a waste of time. Life's too short for bullet chess. It's also become ridiculously popular because of chess streamers and stuff. It's especially dangerous for beginners. It's one thing if you're like Magnus Carlsen and you became like a Grandmaster strength player in classical tournaments and then you played bullet for fun. But Magnus did not become the world champion by playing bullet chess all the time. He has extensive training and lots of coaches and very serious practice in long games. Sack your queen for fun. Now I want to finish these games as fast as possible so more people can play. I suddenly became hungry. Oh guys, we've got an hour and 10 minutes left. Plenty of time for some more games. Please subscribe to the stream. Let's see if we got some new followers today. Atharvi, Laslam, Miro resubscribed an hour ago. Defanius followed. Don't have to be a subscriber to my Twitch stream to play, but I do appreciate if people support the stream by donating or... I mean, I'm not making a lot of money, and I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I really rely on donations, and appreciate it if anyone can support my efforts. Alright. I'm not rich or famous. I was telling my daughter yesterday that I'm not rich or famous, but I have 2 great kids, so that's the important thing. Here, instead of queen f7, I can play bishop check, and it's a mating attack. That's pretty inexcusable. I'm a little bit distracted. Alright. Did not expect black to castle queenside there. I have made in a few moves. Queen comes back here. Inexcusable to miss forced mate. I wasn't expecting it, you know, castles queenside. I can be rich and famous. Just not from chess. If I wanted to be rich, I wouldn't have started playing chess. I think for some people it's like an afterthought. I don't think that Hikaru thought he would get rich, you know, initially. Sibi Chess from India. Strong player, 2200. Alright. What is the worst game you ever played on my stream? I don't know. I think I played one of them last week. And with someone who was playing Ultra Bullet Speed against me. I don't really know. That's why I play 5+3. I hate when we played... over the last couple of years with COVID lockdown, we did a lot of tournaments where it was 3+0. But that time control is very close to Bullet. I played a lot of horrible games in 3-0. I think it's just basically enhanced Bullet, and I would prefer not to play that time control. Ahesh Badyuk. I had breakfast and I'm like starving now. Guess breakfast wasn't big enough. I think I need a new line against the Smith Mora. Alright, this is like a weird move that I reserve occasionally for special customers. Because they're very well versed in their patterns and variations, and this gives white something different to think about. Unfortunately, I haven't, let's say, analyzed this as far as I should have. I've never been serious about playing this for black. This is strictly a fun, offbeat variation to just kind of play in Blitz. I do not really promote playing this against the Smith Mora necessarily. Easy openings for noobs. Keep it simple. Play fundamentally sound stuff. If you're a noob and you don't want to spend time learning openings, you should stick to classical openings. E4, E5, D4, D5, where you can find logical moves. Now let me see here. Bishop takes C3 was a weird idea in one of these variations. Knight F6, E5, G4. If I play G4, this guy's serious. I don't know. He's a little strong to have played this against 2200. Objectively. What am I supposed to do here? I guess I play Knight of 6. I don't know. I don't really have another idea. No, I don't think White could have played Bishop F7. Unless he wants to play Bug House. There were some lines like that. I had a game like that with Jim, who hasn't been on our stream in a long time. I played this against him once. Now, there are some variations maybe where you could do something based on Bishop F7. But none of it, you know, would be like winning for White. You know, maybe some. I don't think so. Not here. Not yet. Not in this position. There was one interesting line where the computer was doing like bishop takes c3, a sort of Fabiano modern defense theme. It was like, maybe I should do bishop takes f3 and then knight f6. He's sacking a piece here. Wow. Rawr. I'm a little dinosaur. Who sang that song? Asterbate, do you know? Who sang I'm a Little Dinosaur? Bishop takes f6, knight takes. I have to play knight e5. Oh, this is kind of up your alley. Should I play e6? You don't know. Dude, white has compensation. He's a maniac. I wouldn't do that if I were white, but it's definitely interesting. Sure, man, it can be refuted. But we're playing 5-minute chess. This is not a tournament game. Practical moves can be very effective. Objectively, maybe a computer would refute it, but it's not so easy. All right. He has 3 pawns for a piece if he takes on d6. I need counterattack, you know? What I want is to counterattack. Jonathan Richman. Lou Barlow's is here. Of course. Leave it to Lou Barlow to figure out the music trivia question. Nice job. Of course it was Jonathan Richman. Nice job. You would know. Alright. I don't know why I just roared and I wanted to do a tribute to I'm a Little Dinosaur. That's why that came up. It may seem like an odd thing to talk about right now. Do I have any threats? God. Nice job, Lou Barlow. Lou Barlow S. Of Sebadoh fame. Asterbate, I thought that was like your generation, you know? That's why I asked you. Jonathan Richman is probably very much like your generation. Surf rock. That's a nice. But not today. You never heard of it? You never heard of Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers? Unbelievable. Living under the rocks. Wait, Queen F4 check? There's no immediate win here? This has to be winning, right? Alright, we're both playing with rook odds. You have the white squares, I have the dark squares. Material is equal. I'm down a pawn. So he's surviving. Yeah. What's up? King takes. This is dangerous, man. Give him counterplay. So 95. Sensible decision. Sense and sensibility. A minor threat of mate in 1 has been averted, whilst simultaneously attacking said rook on d7. I probably missed some sort of forced win, but it looks like he's always escaping out to this hatch on e2. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't calculate anything clear. Guys, no stream tomorrow. Sunday is the next stream. Weekly simul stream. Sundays are for simuls. Oh, man. Knight f3? I guess. I'll take my chances with this. No, I'm out of here. It was nice knowing you. Wait, what? It's mate in 2. Wouldn't be the first mate in 2 I missed today. We did it! We beat the Mara Gambit with d6, bishop d7, and h6. Send that to Mark Esserman. Alright. Next. Sean Elias Pinto. We've got... Thanks, Sibi. Frodo. Yeah, I mean, I don't guarantee the soundness of that variation for black, but it's fun. I wouldn't play it in an over-the-board game. I think it's only been played like 1 game in the database. This is our favorite question. Why do you live in Hungary instead of USA? First of all, I'm not a nationalist. Secondly, I left in 2004 to escape from... What was it now? I left in 2004 to escape from Al-Qaeda. Then I stayed to avoid Donald Trump. Finally, I stayed here because I can... My money goes further for the... you know, my money is better for the exchange rate, so I can pass the savings on to consumers. Those are all my many reasons. Oh yeah, that's why I came here, to play chess. I'm a draft dodger. It's a little late for that. I would still get drafted. All right, bishop g5. Let's see. Why am I playing the Najdorf? What the heck? Guys distracted me. I don't even a permanent citizen of where? I'm only a citizen of the United States. I never got my Hungarian citizenship yet, but I could. I should be a dual citizen. Bishop g5. I've certainly been living here long enough to be a dual citizen. Alright, bishop g5. I don't know what I'm doing in the Najdorf. I have no business playing this. No, he doesn't know theory either. Bishop d3 doesn't look right. I mean, it's probably not that bad, but it's just not a standard move. So, h6 is... I don't play the Najdorf, sorry guys. There's some kind of Freudian desire. I have played the Najdorf by transposition, but never straight up. Maybe when I was like 1600, I played it a few games. I don't know. I don't know the theory, like, really. A few lines for white. Bishop d3 is an unusual choice so early. Dongers, are you a Najdorf player? Who here plays the Najdorf? Prem666? Kasparov fan? Alright, white has piece deployment. Weird. I don't know, this looks kind of scary. Yeah, Khan or Khan. Sean playing kind of quickly. I try to talk people out of doing that. Though this looks pretty close to some sort of transposition to a normal-ish line. Dude, he's 1400. What do you want from him? Prem666 is like, he's not playing the sharp and best move. He's doing pretty good for 1400. I mean, I don't know. He hung a piece. Whew, that was close. I don't feel safe playing an opening. I don't know really. It was just an accident. I don't know why I wanted to play a6. Obviously, the con player should know that trick too. This happens in the con. You have to come back with bishop e3. I was thinking of trading queens. Or attempting to trade queens. I can force a trade of queens with queen h5, actually. Which was my point. Whoa. I thought it was my turn. I've been known to do that, like, in over the board games too. Make multiple moves. He saw right through my plan. I need some space, please. This bishop, not that great. You know, I mean, I could go like 95 and take it, but it seems like it's worse than the knight. Stream snipe. I wouldn't know if that was like the main line position or not. I don't play the Najdorf and I don't play bishop g5 with white, so I know virtually nothing. A few games I've seen recently in like the Poison Pawn. I had a book on the Poison Pawn back in the 80s, and that was enough for me, man. Just reading it, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna play this. You have to memorize like 25 moves of theory in every variation. That's never appealed to me, you know, having to memorize tons and tons of moves. I don't think that's the mark of greatness, how much you can memorize. Well, he was doing well till he hung a piece. He usually does better. This was his worst game against me. I wasn't trying to like play for cheapos. I just wanted to force a trade of queens. Someone asked me earlier why was I trading queens against Zen chess. Same thing. When your king is less safe, I mean, the trade of queens is usually beneficial. You have less space. Yeah, you also hung a piece. Same square, queen c5. I'm racking up the points with queen c5 today. Alright, next game. Bad player trying. I know the feeling. Finally, the Najdorf strikes. If e5, bishop e7. Nice arrow, thank you, I know. Oh, that's you? Oh, you're the psycho. You were insulted. I call everybody a psycho. Don't take it personally. It's just that like a lot of times people get more passive when they play higher rated players. So it's not like every day that people come at me with like full aggression. I guess some people just don't care, you know, who they're playing. They play the same game. Personally, I'm more intimidated by higher rated players. I probably play... It's too late for takebacks here. White's already lost. Alright. I just hope you weren't hurt by my comment. I didn't intend it in a malicious way. But I just try to tell the truth. And be... You know, it helps everybody get better if we are open about what we think about the other players, you know, style and bad player trying. Yeah, I mean, I play more passively when I play against like strong grandmasters, probably, than I normally would. I guess the more you do it, the like easier it is to be just yourself. But say I don't play for a long time. I had this funny incident against some Russian grandmaster. Oh, what's his name now? What was the name of the Russian czar? What was the family name of the Russian czars? Does anybody know that? Nicholas, you're a Russian czar relative, right? What was the royal family of the Russian czars? Romanov, right. Yeah, I played with this guy, Romanov, in 2016. I hadn't played in a tournament, like a serious tournament, in like 5 years, let's say. And I played him in the first round. And I tried to play very kind of conservatively, not too much even, but I played very correctly. He couldn't beat me, and like, it was a decent game. I was not playing for a draw, but I was really playing solidly. And after the game, he makes this comment to me. He's like, you know, I don't like that you play for a draw. I don't remember his exact word, but he accused me of playing for a draw. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, hang my pieces against you? Do you want me to sacrifice, like, 4 pieces against you? You're 2650, and I'm, like, 2350? And you seriously expect me to, like, sacrifice all my pieces? Or what? What did you want me to do? And I just played, like, a correct game. I never in my life, in 30... No, how long? Over 20... How long have I been playing tournament chess? 30 years? In 30 years of tournament chess, I never had somebody accuse me of playing for a draw after the game. This Yevgeny Romanov guy. And I was just like, look, man, I haven't played in a tournament in like 5 years, and I'm paired with someone 300 rating points higher than me. The onus is on you to beat me, you know, so it kind of makes sense to play solid. It was weird, man. And then the weirdest thing he did, so he's got some kind of psychosis. In the last round, he played with Hungarian GM, or 8th round, he played with Mihawk Oliver. And Oli told me that he said the exact same thing to him after the game. I was like, what? He said that to me too. Are you serious? So he's got this complex that he's so great that everybody is playing for a draw against him. Clearly not normal. Dude, I haven't played a series tournament in 5 years. I get paired with a 2650. What am I going to do? Like, sack all my pieces? Alright, bad player trying. He's playing a weird game. Not quite as aggressive as last time, but he's black. He was white last time. Yeah, he played king f7. But it's not that absurd. I have a tactic that doesn't work. It's a good way to lose a piece, though. See, if I was playing Evgeny Romanov, I'm expected to like sack a piece here with like knight g5 check, like lose. Whatever, I mean, the guy was just like bitter that he couldn't beat someone who was lower rated, so he has to like make a mean comment after the game. It's not uncommon. But no one ever had the audacity to say it to my face. I was like pretty surprised. I don't normally play a passive style. You know, I'm not like playing like Gata Kamsky London system with white doing nothing, you know. Just the way the game was, it was a Queen's Indian, and he played, you know, we played a correct game. It wasn't anything really, and actually I played like the main line, it turns out, of this double fianchetto Queen's Indian. I just try to play correctly. Knight g5 check doesn't work, man. So you're basically trolling me? I guess he's just trolling me. Bad player trying. It's like a pork chop sort of opening. We called this the pork chop with king f7, f6, and h5. But it's pretty weird that I never had that happen. I played, I've beaten like 50 international grandmasters in over-the-board play. I've probably played like hundreds of games with GMs. Never once did anybody make a comment to that effect against me, ever. You know, I was like, dude, pretty like irate. Spatially dominant. Yeah, black's playing weirdly. Eventually I'm going to sacrifice something. I just don't know what it is yet. Bad player drawing. I have the feeling you play too much bullet or something. You got a lot of bullet? Bullet, yeah. Primarily bullet. It's bad for your game. Bullet is bad for your game. We should be winning here. there was that prem, but that's it, man. That's the end of the line. Like, you win a pawn, but you give up your bishop. It didn't seem that impressive to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Your game is completely based on time. You need to use your time. You need to take your time and try to take chess seriously. You have a lot of talent, but it's like your entire motivation is trying to win and play super fast. Way too much emphasis on trying to play fast. Put your emphasis on trying to make the best moves. Speed should be second priority. Like, clearly Bad Player Trying has a lot of talent. He made it close and he used half the time that I did. Now it's just lost. The Egyptian Time Management School. Yeah, I mean, you're close to something there. But it's just wasted on playing too fast. Alright. Yeah, interesting game. Yeah, the opening was obviously a disaster for black. You should probably... I mean, you shouldn't play bishop g4. I think Chigorin played that, actually. Maybe not in this position, though. He played d5. Chigorin actually played, like, knight f3, bishop g4. It's not good. All right. Yeah, if I made one slip, you would have beaten me. I mean, that's the impression that I have. Lukash. Lukash, are you with us? Guys, it's very, very hot here in Central Europe. 9 degrees Fahrenheit every day. I won't play the Najdorf by accident. The Accelerated Dragon. It's funny that no one plays the Marazzi against me. I don't remember the last time we had the Marazzi. It was like months ago. The Marazzi is set up based on c4, e4, which is White's positionally best variation. Why do you think is a good way for me to use my bullet time for not playing bullet? Use it for not playing bullet. Play bullet, but don't play just bullet. If you like bullet, play bullet. But if you want to get better, you've got to think more deeply. I mean, actually, I'm supposed to castle here. Chess was made, it was made to be a complex game where you think. It's not easy. Yeah, well, I had to actually take blood pressure medicine. I have too much adrenaline naturally. So I just went to the cardiologist yesterday, 2 days ago. And I don't need any more adrenaline. Alright. But I've got my blood pressure down to the correct level now. Yeah, it's exactly. People like bullet for the adrenaline rush. But it's not going to make you really understand the game better. I think, Magnus was a great player before he became a great bullet player. Just a great player overall. First you have to be. What is this? Bishop e6 or some weird move I can play? Doesn't seem right. This is interesting. I'm thinking this. Oh, you do a lot of cycling. Wow, what? Yeah, man. I mean, it happened to like basketball players, NBA basketball players. I don't think the body is necessarily supposed to be pushed to the limit constantly, but those people probably have some major or minor defect. They should figure out what happened with him. I mean, seriously. Why does Christian Eriksen have that? Oftentimes it was like drug related with certain basketball players. But it's interesting in his case. I mean, I wonder if there's any info. Maybe they'll find some reason for it. It's kind of scary if there was no reason for it. Giraffa's right. Like swimming and walking is really good for you. Swimming is like the healthiest sport. For sure. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't know. Like, I never thought I had a problem with my blood pressure. I have, like, a fast pulse rate. So the thing was, I don't have a baseline. I don't know how long I had high blood pressure. Literally. I could have had it for years and years. It's extremely hot. My doctor was like, don't go for a walk in the middle of the day. All right. It's very, very hot here. They're actually playing, that game, by the way. I mean, the day that Erickson got sick, what was the temperature, for example? It's extremely, extremely hot, too. Like, I don't know. But I just don't know, Lionel Spoon, I just remembered something. The other day you were asking me if I know Norman Rogers. And I was just, like, I didn't mention that. The last time I saw Norman, we were hanging out together, playing poker. Damn it, he has a defense here, knight b5. No, that doesn't work. It does work. Rook takes b5, queen a5. Oh, man. Are you even kidding me? Knight c3 check. Oh, that's sick. Knight c3 check. What? Oof, does this work? I was hanging out with Pete, I remember, like, back in 2007 in Vegas. We were playing Limit Hold'em at the we walked down the Vegas Strip, and I think it was 2007 after the North American Open, like December. And I was hanging out playing poker with Pete. I think that's why he stopped playing chess so much. He was getting into poker. But that was funny because I didn't mention that to you when you were on the stream and asked about him. We actually hung out like a night together playing poker. That was the last time I saw him. It's been like 14 years ago. Well, you gotta understand that in those days, No Limit Hold'em wasn't popular yet, It's of course, it seems like a no-brainer that No Limit is more interesting. But there's certain, like, features of Limit Hold'em that make it interesting. Yeah, he was pretty good. He's a good player. It's the Shahadi influence. Because his dad, no takebacks. The Shahadis got into poker because their dad is into poker. I know Mike. You know Mike. So Mike, I guess, had an influence. He influenced the whole Philadelphia chess scene to start playing poker, I guess. Alright. You dislike more? You dislike 4-card Omaha? My best poker friend is really into Omaha. We play Omaha a lot. Alright, we got him. Omaha's better for playing like higher stakes and taking money from bad players, I guess. It's a much more high variance game. But I just wanted to mention that to you, Lionel, that I hadn't mentioned the last time I saw him was in 2007. Alright, we got to challenge 5-0, 10-5. These games are the wrong time control. Does anybody want to play? I still have time for 1-2 more games. I probably have to leave around 1:20. But this target control is too long. Someone weak. Under 2,000, please. Oh, damn. It's so hot here. And it's still only 12:30. You guys, what's with the 3-0? But JJ, you should just like exercise with someone else. Shouldn't you? You shouldn't. It would be better to just always cycle with friend. It's like the same for running, and just go with someone else. Sweden is a hard place to have friends. All right. It's hard for chess players to have friends. I understand. Ibrahimovic. All right. C3 Sicilian. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna have to get an air conditioner installed in my office. You snow cycling. It's really full on summer here. Yeah, I mean, this line is kind of risky, this d6. But I'm just playing whatever. I was looking at this. Bishop d3, I think, is main move. One of my students showed me a game where he played f3 last week. I didn't even realize that was a main line. So what is white, what does black do after f3? I was suggesting maybe f3 d5. Maybe we had a game on my stream in that line. So here I'm supposed to play knight c6. So my friend Salanci Emil, who's an older Hungarian I am. I played knight c6 in the wrong position. Anyway, Emil always plays g6. Knight c6 is a mistake. I'm supposed to play g6. It's like a Pierz. It's basically a Pierz where I played c5. Your FIDE rating is 1594? Come on. But these FIDE ratings that people have are just absurd. It's just absurd. Like, they're completely random. Prem 666, there's no way you should be under like 1800. I mean, that's insane. You should go to a tournament and clean up. Knight c6 is a mistake. I meant to play g6. (52°F) Lionel Spoon, wow. Wasn't it like last week the East Coast had a really hot spell? So now it's cooled down. That's nice. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy summer in South Jersey. Pretty hot. Yeah, 52 is nice. You're fine. Yeah, we're a little worried about f4. What am I going to do? This, again, is not a line I typically play. Masturbate. So queen takes d7, f4. And I've got a bit of a problem. Alright, I can play knight takes. I have to bring the knight back. This is hanging. He can't play f4 because his pawn is hanging. Yeah, I have another student in Finland. This is probably similar. It's like 30 here. Germany has checked into the hotel yesterday. As Portugal was checking out, apparently. So I do have a fan. No, I have a fan, it's just not that loud. It's not enough though. This is like the pawn structure from hell. Power chain. When is the Hungary-Germany game? I don't even know. Yeah. Coming up soon. They're going to be rocking in the stadium. Making huge noise. I don't know why I keep getting 3-0 challenges. At the bottom of the screen, it says 5 + 3 casual blitz. How much more explicit can I be? Now I want to put my knight back on e5 so I can play e6. Oh, it's Hungary versus France. You're right. I'm sorry. My expertise. Yeah. It was France that checked in. I'm sorry. Don't worry, Germany's next. What does it matter? It's France that checked in. You're right. Thank you for the correction. Back to e5. My God. No, I mean, there's a certain advantage in playing unusual openings, Jay Zhao. Now I feel like I'm playing a normal same-ish King's Indian. For the first time, I'm like sort of comfortable here. I guess I could have played knight c4, but he'll just go back to c1. If I play this, I've got to destroy his pawn chain. That's like my big thing now. Neil Skinner said Denmark lost yesterday. Spain only got a draw against Sweden. Denmark lost to Belgium? Who did they play? I'm not a football expert. Yeah. Alright. No, I've got time for knight c4 now. We're good. The point is that I can take on d5. Belgium is awesome. Yeah, well, they're always good. Netherlands won. But anyway. It's hard for the opposing team to play here. Because in Paschall Stadium, it's just like... I can hear... Dude, when I was streaming, when they were playing with Portugal, we could hear the Hungarian fans like reacting to like saves and stuff during the game. It's like 1.5 miles away from my house. You could hear it on my stream. There's 60,000 in the stadium, full capacity. If there was a goal, it would have been insane. We would have heard like insane screaming. Wow, Ayosh D with queen f3 saving this position with the threat of of that. Alright. What am I going to do with you, dude? Nice job for a 1500. I've got to get active. Well, Hungary was like 0-0 until like the 84th minute against Portugal. And they just stepped on them. That was pretty sad. Portugal caught, like, they scored 3 goals in the last like 7 minutes or something. They deserve to win. But Hungary could win a match. They are not that bad. Yeah, they dominated the whole game. They had possession, of course. No, I mean, it was pretty much as expected. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like chess. Rooks are active. I don't know, rook a3 doesn't look good. More for bookies. I'm just waiting for Donald Trump to run for president again. Then I'm all in on whoever's running against him. What's the maximum I can put down? There are people who lost millions on Trump. Yeah, 2-0 win for Portugal was probably like the line. You're actually not getting mated here. It's so annoying. Wow. I don't see a mate. I don't really do sports bet. Political prop bets only. Once in a while I'll bet on NFL. I only bet on things I know, you know? I mean, it would be insane for me to bet on football. So, now what? I have no way to mate him. He's like one of those masters of avoiding mate in one. I guess rook e2. It sort of seems anticlimactic. That's my best move. I feel like I'm missing something. Rook takes f1 check. King f1. Did I miss a forced mate? I probably did. Rook f1 check, king f1, rook b1 check, king e2. It's a forced mate, isn't it? Damn it. Rook f1, king f1, rook b1, king e2, queen e4 check, king d2, queen e1 check? No. Rook b2 check followed by queen b1 mate. It was like mate in 5 and I missed it. No, that was the point. I was supposed to play rook takes f1. Idiot. I'm still totally winning, of course. Alright guys, I gotta go. Thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna be back on Sunday with a simul. 6:30 CEST here on lichess and Twitch. I'm gonna go like put myself in an ice bath or something. '93. Yep. Italian water ice from Philadelphia. He's still the master of not getting mated. Rook takes g2. Dude, this is really annoying. How do I get in there? Now his like rook a3 saves him with lateral defense. It's like ridiculous. It's still not mate. He's the master of avoiding mate. It's mated 5? Where? c4. Rook g2 is mate in 5. Who would have thunk it? You got b1 covered? No, it's mate in 8. Why did it say mate in 5? What? That's crazy. Queen d4. Queen d4. That's the only way. Alright, the opening was not correct. I'm not supposed to play knight c6 there. I guess it's a variation, but it's not very good. g6. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back on Sunday. Thanks to all of you for supporting the stream, subscribing, donating. Time for my ice bath. I'll see everybody on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.